If I had to do a big apology and I meant it, I wouldn't have you guys here. I wouldn't be like, oh, like chat's got something to say too. Let's get chat in here. Can I get some fucking donuts? Just trying to apologize. I am so sorry for eating the children at the orphanage. It was a mistake. I was a little hungry. Corpo comes up. All right, everybody. I'm sorry. I wanted to say I'm sorry, but it is time for a Slugmageddon. Jesus fucking Christ, that's funny. Vod gang 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 gang. Oh hey, fucking Kusubaki with the 12 pounds. Darling! Lake Yang, thank you very much for the dono, buddy. Thank you very much. Jesus Christ. This absolutely disorganized chaos. Segment begin. I'm having a fucking blast, dude. My back hurt all weekend, and all I really wanted to do was talk to you guys. I barely had anything to fucking come up. This is definitely the segment though. I gotta talk about the Zena and Poppy thing for a second. I'm not even throwing up the fucking content warning. Don't worry, it's not going to get crazy. Zena and Poppy. Okay, so I felt required. I'm gonna stop looking at chat for a couple of seconds. I felt required to look at it a little bit, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, unless somebody fucking donos like $500 fucking dollars and literally do not actually do it, I'm not even going to open that goddamn document. I'm not interested at all. And I'm going to tell you why. I decided I need to learn more about it because I kind of hopped in on the President's Sunday Stardust thing and watched it. And I was like, all right, this is what it is. So obviously Stardust, absolutely fucking humiliating, paid actor level of fucking self-humiliation. But I didn't actually know anything about the Poppy and Sunday drama, just like what people had been sharing. And I was just like, this is definitely something I don't give a fuck about. But I decided to do not my due diligence, but just like, all right, my curiosity has gotten the better of me. How am I going to experience this? I typed in Zena and Poppy to YouTube, as one does. And I had a moment where I was like, who's going to tell me the most about this in a way where I won't feel like I have to listen to anybody else and get anyone else's side of the story, so to say. And there's a bunch of creators, and I eventually stumbled on Zena and Poppy themselves describing the situation, right? It was like, it said it was part 1. I haven't seen if there's a part 2, and I just listened to it while I was playing Helldivers. And I can tell you right now, I was cackling laughing within maybe 5 minutes of it. I can never cover it in a serious way. If there's some serious shit that happened in it, which probably there is, and there's like also, and you're like, if you're like emotionally invested in it and you can't take somebody not taking it seriously for like 5 seconds, this is your time to log off. But I'm not turning on the content warning thing. Zena and Poppy, if you guys don't know who they are, they're just like 2 trans women creators. I guess they talk about psych stuff. I swear to God, I've seen them talking about something else at some point, and I was like, oh, okay, these guys do basically like the JPS criminal psychology. They do that, but like for streamer drama, I guess, or something. I don't know, and I don't care, and they're too fucking funny as human beings for me to ever like watch their content seriously. It is... them describing the drama that is destroying their life is indiscernible in my mind from an Arrested Development sketch. I fucking shit you not. I was describing it to my wife last night, just the first little bits that I heard, and I could not stop laughing because I just couldn't believe how fucking absurd it was. It was the most insane shit. Within the first like 5 minutes, all right, we get established that I've got to start racking my brain for stuff I remembered. I don't even want to rewatch it. But within the first like 5 or 6 minutes, we established that Poppy, I believe it is, has had a child, right? Poppy, formerly identified as a man, had a child in a heterosexual relationship at some point, and then that was like in the 90s, and that child is now like 24. During this, they're like, and... it's other people's tragedy, but it can't be helped. They talk about, and my son, or I can't remember if that's a trans individual. The child is named Adrian, I believe. My child Adrian's mother died in a tragic horse riding accident years ago, which is crazy, and I never thought I was going to hear. I never thought I was going to hear that, and from then on, the fucking conversation just got crazier. I've got to rack my mind for things. And this is them defending themselves. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't even want to know what really happened, because I just want to stay in this perfect world of like mild ignorance. But I will tell you, Zena and Poppy, if you come back through this, you should never stand in your own defense for anything again for the rest of your lives. Because holy fuck, that entire situation was just Portlandia characters doing a fucking Arrested Development sketch. It's full of language that is just insane. It's just, they're just describing a poorly behaved child, but the terms are fucking hilarious. Everybody in the relationship and the child themselves are the most like diseased, broken, mentally damaged people ever. Like in the hit, like if you just threw coins into the waiting room of a hospital, you would hit less diagnoses than these people give themselves for when they're just talking about why they can't get off the couch. Just like, it's like, so I was walking in and I was having a bad day because I was being exposed. There was toxic fumes in the house because my child had been using their glue gun. Their hot glue gun had filled the house full of toxic fumes. This really happens. I'm not saying stuff out of order. And we had an argument because they couldn't sit on the couch. They couldn't get off the couch because they didn't have the energy because of their POTS syndrome, which keeps them from standing up on the couch. And I said, you should eat. And then they didn't eat. And they were just a badly behaved child. And then once she's like, and then I found out because all of the things went to my card that he'd spent $2,000 on furry art and figures from the 2000s run of the Batman. And it just kept like going like this fucking forever. Put a bird on it is real. Put a bird on it is real. The other one, Zeta, is just sitting behind like, meh. Like, she has the same disposition. Have you guys ever seen the Oblongs? She just looks like one of the Oblongs characters, and she's just sitting there fucking, like, not saying anything. And then when she gets involved, it's just more Portlandia shit. Like, I couldn't breathe for all the toxic fumes from the glue gun. And it's just like, this child was badly behaved. We came up with a series of schedules for it to do almost every single thing, and it wouldn't stick with the schedule. All the child would do all day was sit on Discord and talk with his friends, and then they talked with their friends on Discord about me. It like ends this whole video. It's like an hour and 15 minutes. I almost want to fucking turn it back on, but I can't have him on screen at the same time. It will be endless shit talking. The whole video ends too with like an impassioned call to the child to stop, but it's like, just understand, I love you, and I never wanted anything. But if you continue down this path, I will sue you into oblivion. We will sue you. It's fucking, it is the most dude, Chugga Conroy's school of fucking self-representation. It's just crazy. I just gotta say, if you're like a creator and you've made a shitload of videos and you've never really built an audience, there's a small possibility that you're bad at representing yourself. I just want to put that out there. I gotta put that out there. And maybe when that happens, if you want to make a video about shit, you gotta run that past other people. Before you talk about it, they talked about it on a straight out live stream. So the live stream's going too, and people are commenting on the side like, that's fucking crazy, and that's the stupidest shit I've ever fucking heard in my life. I was like, it's gonna be like a cope stream, right? It's only supporters. And I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. I look over at the stream and the people in the fucking chat are just like, why did you say that? It's like everything about it is holistically set up to just paint them as the most out of touch liberal magooba goobs of all time. Because it's literally, they're clearly just poor people. This is just white trash shit like I grew up with. That's the thing. Like, and I don't know if they know that about themselves. It's just white trash shit that's everywhere. It's just, you got a fucking stay-at-home kid who's fucking useless and doesn't do shit from a marriage that ended badly, and now you're stuck with a kid you don't fucking like, and the kid won't get the fuck out of the house, and he's a piece of shit, and he spends all your money. This is one of the most common white trash fucking things that's ever happened. Trust me, that's not an insult. I can use that word. This is people talking to people, all right? I am that. I'm from that. I am that. I'm in that. but white trash shit couched in like pseudo therapy language or whatever the fuck, sounding like a straight Portlandia skit. So it's just like, we were out of money. We got no fucking money, and this kid's buying furry art and Batman toys. And we keep trying to tell him to get a job, and he won't. One of the fucking funniest was, he said he was hungry and went to the fucking microwave. He wanted to, but he knew I needed to use the microwave for that hour, or to not have the microwave, so he had to wait an hour for his microwave fucking Kraft macaroni and cheese. I gotta say, people are like, they're torturing this person. I don't know what the torture really was, but I'll tell you right now, if you fucking made a fucking poor autistic man-child wait an hour for their fucking Kraft mac and cheese, you're a monster. Oh my god, dude. And like it's just lame. Everything about it's lame. They're like, we try to put schedules, we try to do all this stuff to get this kid like doing shit, and this fucking lump. If you guys ever seen Frisky Dingo, let me just tell you, I'll sum this entire argument. You don't have to ever watch anything. You don't have to watch anything from it. But check this out. This is it. I'm gonna play it for you. Okay, so this is Frisky Dingo. Oh, hold on. I'm using the wrong browsers real quick. Give me a second there, Porter. Yes, this is it. This is the entirety of this. Hold on. This is just Zena and Poppy. This is what it is. Yeah, you got to establish some boundaries. No, don't do it. Don't do it. That's our last bowl. Shy Ronnie. Tyler, you are old as hell, but so am I. Tyler playing with content fire. I mean, dude, Jesus Christ. By the way, mac and cheese takes roughly like a minute or two to make. There's no way it would take an hour. No, like he had to wait an hour to use the microwave because there's so many there's one of the funniest complaints is like he wouldn't get enough showers, and he was a stank ass grimy fucking creature under the stairs type animal with rotten food plates. But when he did try to get a shower, he would get showers while I was working. And the pipes in the wall was so loud that it would distract me. And I guess it was the same thing with the mac and cheese shit. I don't know. I can't take... The whole thing is just impossible to take seriously. Just the fact that it ends with a, I love you, and I want you to tell your people that, this is your chance to come back, and blah, blah, blah. But if you continue down this path, it's like, it is peak 2000s Adult Swim in every aspect of the imagination. Grab the ghastly $5, thank you. I highly recommend watching Alexander's coverage of everything if you haven't already. That's the most comprehensive coverage I've found so far. I almost don't want to learn more about it. I don't want to put myself in a position where I feel bad. laughing my fucking ass off about it because it was just the most ill-advised video. There's no way. There's almost no way. It has to be next to impossible for somebody to make a video that against them that would be so bad. I would suddenly start being like, wow, man, I guess they were maybe fucking spitting. But I just don't think it's possible. But like, goddamn, just, we love you. We want you to come back. But I swear to God, if you don't retract those statements, I'll see you in court. It's just amazing because I literally can't think of anything. I can't think of anything that would make anything that the kid said actionable. Like the court, if you took it to court and you won, let me just tell you how libel and slander works. All right. You can't libel people, but part of libel is also proving damages. So if you're a fucking nobody on the internet, apparently they lost their job because of this person posting and stuff. But like, the first thing is that a libel and slander and defamation, libel, slander, defamation, whatever, combined type thing. All of those lawsuits are usually Barbra Streisand effect multipliers to whatever the fuck people were talking about. Also, once you do one, it's very difficult to do the next one if you don't win and knock it out of the park when you do. Because sometimes the court will be like, so no one was talking about this, and then you filed a publicized lawsuit where everyone was talking about this. So you talking about it is actually the biggest issue, even though it's not necessarily true. But you also have to prove that it's true or that it's untrue. Untrue language, right? If it's libel, it has to be in a written record. You really want libel is the only one you're almost ever going to win on. Just telling you. Winning defamation, and especially in America, if they're Americans, fuck. Winning defamation is next to impossible. Libel is actually written down, so you usually want to go for libel. Don't worry, if it's a recorded record, then it's a libel. But it has to be written down. It has to be false. It has to literally be untrue. On its face, untrue. Like, it can't even be reasonably like, okay, well, maybe that's not. No, it has to be untrue. The person has to have malicious intent. So they have to intend to lie about you, knowingly lie about you, and like, it's an observable lie. So even if I just say like my personal thing is like, I believe that Kyle Rittenhouse is a murderer. Like, I just think he's a murderer. I think he had fucking murder in his fucking heart. I think he's a piece of shit. But I accept that he is legally not a murderer. That's not libel. That's my opinion. I'm an American. I get to have opinions. Fucking get dunked on. You know what I'm saying? So like, I couched it in, I understand the truth. I just believe personally that it's not the case, you know, and I'm not trying to actively cause harm and damage to his reputation, then I'm fine. The fourth chunk is there has to be provable damage to his reputation. Kyle Rittenhouse is like out there looking like a fucking magoober all the time. So like, where did I cause any damage? In this case, it would be like the loss of the job, but you also have, when you prove the damage, not only does the damage have to exist, you have to prove direct correlation to the damage. So like, the person that fired them would have to say, oh, specifically your kid saying this thing is what caused it. Now, you can make those big, long connections, but that's usually the job of what we in the business call expensive as fuck libel attorney. They're going to do the footwork for that and make sure that it's like tight, right? And because you're launching the lawsuit, you're paying for the entirety of it. So like, I guess they don't have a lot of money because, you know, $2,000 on furry art and fucking Batman figurines really took it out of them, which, hey man, I don't have that 2K sitting around, but I'll just tell you right now, the cost of a lawyer to file a fucking libel complaint against an unemployable, autistic man-child that lives underneath your fucking stairs, or at least used to, that is what we call a no-win situation for the lawyer. So they're gonna want it up front. They're gonna be like, I want it on retainer, and I want it up front. And you still might lose. You understand that, and if you do, you can be liable for remuneration, right? For the attorney's fees for a frivolous libel lawsuit, like if this is like slap, like if we find out, we also might find out it's true. So none of this is false, right? And it's not just his interpretation of his events. And And also, you know that like more people are going to be talking about it because you did like a live stream about it. So, you know, like when you go to court, you know, like, and you say like you didn't want anyone to hear about this anymore. You know, you did a live stream talking about it. Well, we said it wasn't true. Like, yeah, but did you see how you looked on the live stream? You usually have to prove tortuous interference as a contractor or employee, which it's a right to fucking fire. We everywhere is right to hire in America, basically, except for like 2 states, maybe 4 now. I can't remember how many. And so like the employer, because the employer, if they fire you for a false reason, right, they might be on the line for trying to like they might be forced to rehire you in weird circumstances. They're just gonna be like, right to fire. We just wanted them gone, and we don't have anything to do with this, so we're just not gonna testify. You would have to pay for the other place to be sued, brought to the court, and then like deposed and shit, which would be just all kinds of extra, like that's just insane. You know what I mean? So much extra shit. Just don't do it. I'll tell you right now. You can always send cease and desists. Those are fine. Cease and desist is a good idea because a cease and desist telling someone like, hey, you're lying about me is how you get to the like Dominion lawsuit against Fox. Dominion, I guarantee you, I don't have to look it up, but I guarantee you Dominion said, hey, you are lying about me. Here is a affidavit, a signed affidavit, you know what I mean? Or some brief, whatever the fuck, literally outlining the truth of the situation. You are being libelous in your description of us. You have to stop or we'll pursue legal charges. That is an entire different approach because that is like, hey, we informed them they're wrong with like something that we had like delivered via certified mail. So they got that. We told them that they were wrong and gave them warning to stop lying about us. Now it's not as hard. But when people just off rip, they're like, I'm going to sue you for lying about me. It's like, okay. You're fine. If you're not a billionaire, I don't give a fuck. It's crazy hard. Tyler, to be frank, she did lose her job over this bullshit. If I had a kid that caused me to lose my job indirectly, I would be pissed too. Oh, you can be pissed. You can be pissed. I don't know. Like, that's fine. It's a whole. It's white trash horse shit. I mean, this is. I've seen these kind of stories a million times. You know what I'm saying? Like, why the hell did you tell everybody that I've been drinking on the job? They won't let me back in the website. The unions kicked me out. Why the fuck were you telling people I've been drinking on the job? Well, you were drinking, Paul. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You don't fucking call goddamn child protective services on me. You know I work for the city. They put me out on my fucking ass when I walked in today. You lost me my job. Well, you shouldn't have been drinking and beating on me, Paul. Fucking just white trash shit. But the funniest part about it is it's white trash shit couched in a bunch of fucking like Portlandia language. Just literally put a bird on it. Fucking perfect. Oh. Poppy sounds like a carrot, and the whole thing is just absolutely fucking insane. It is the worst look ever. I'll just tell you right now, the streamer setup that they have too is just not ideal for presenting anything. It's like the top-down camera where you're like looking up and stuff, which is just an unserious camera angle because it just like, I'm small bean, you know what I mean? Type like looking up. It just doesn't look good. It's ridiculous on its face. They're just not they just don't present themselves in a way that it feels like it's meant to be taken seriously. And like, I know it's like, oh, okay, well, even if it is serious, like maybe you should overlook it, but like, come on, man. Maybe you just dress up like a little bit more professionally, like put your shit together. Sit on a couch with a ukulele. I don't fucking know. Like, just give me something a little more. After decades, literal decades now, I think, almost, of YouTube apologies, is it not time for us to have kind of figured the formula out to a degree? You know, like at a certain point, it's just like, why did you look like that? Why did you look like that on camera? Why did you approach just with the worst setup possible? Why did you do it on a live stream? You know, there's chat, like chat's there. If I had to do a big apology and I meant it, I wouldn't have you guys here. I wouldn't be like, oh, chat's got something to say too. Let's get chat in here. Hey, can I get some fucking donuts? Just trying to apologize. I am so sorry for eating the children at the orphanage. It was a mistake. I was a little hungry. Corpo comes up. All right, everybody. I'm sorry. I wanted to say I'm sorry, but it is time for a Slugmageddon. Oh my god, dude. I just can't listen to a grown woman in a schoolgirl outfit talk about how all of Twitter is out to take her down. Oh my god. Sigh, I didn't want to make this video is the formula. It's close. It's I never thought I would have to make this video. You know what I mean? I always have to say one, I'm just not sorry. I feel like I want that shit. I feel like that's a point. The apology video is where you just have to go, am I done? I don't think an apology video is necessary. I really don't think it is. In almost every case, it's always been a worse thing to do than almost anything else. You know, like maybe, I think there's apologies that you can make. I'll make apologies on here all the time because I just get shit wrong and it's like a whoopsie daisy. Like Tyler just phrased it incorrectly, like my bad. Like literally, a mea culpa is cool. Disculpa, you know what I mean? Those are fine. And probably should happen a little bit more often. Like, hey, I made a mistake, whatever. The serious, like, tragedy apologies, I think a lot of the time just don't even need to happen. You know what I mean? Because it should be, that's your moment. Because it's either going to be my career is cringe from here on out, and it's lolcow time. Because, like, that's your Boogie 2988 moment. You know what I mean? I can't even remember which one's his. But you just have, like, a moment where you do an apology, and it's hilariously cringe, and then everything after that is downhill. Dude, even fucking iDubbbz, you know, he came out with his apology video, and then it was just like, damn, iDubbbz getting obliterated. He tried to make like one other video, and everyone's like, no, I'm good, and he's like, probably not. Yeah, whatever. It is what. Maybe only for him, but yeah, it should basically be the end, or you should say, I don't fucking care. I did it, and this is the game, and it's about clout. Get fucked. I mean, like, and I think that's the point where you climb to the next like level of being a demon, because you know you're probably already doing demonic shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're engaging in bad behavior. You're a criminal off screen. I think like too many people want to be like, just embrace being a gigantic piece of shit. Sometimes I think because it's gonna be good content. Like, are you on here for content? Like, are you on here for clout? Did you think you were making a difference? Like, what do we got going on here? Just do something. Do something. Bonus points for including your pet in the apology. If I ever have to apologize for anything, all of the fucking animals are going to be surrounding me like my concerned. You know, like, remember when Anthony Weiner got in trouble for sex stuff, and then old Tyler, and then he had his wife there, and she was just like, I have to be here kind of thing. That's going to be like my dog and my rabbits when I fuck up. It's going to be me, but I have to lay on the ground because they're so small. Just holding all of my rabbits and stuff around me, and my dog who wants to leave, and just going like, please, I'm sorry. I apologize. Whoopsie doodle. Tyler, after devouring those orphans, be like, I'm not sorry. Trisha Paytas is a piece of shit, but the one thing I respect her for is that she never apologizes for anything. Absolutely. I think the problem with apologies too. I think the problem with apologies too is a lot of the times they're not really apologies. It's just like, I got caught and I understand that you're upset with me, but I'm more than likely going to keep doing the same stuff. And I think if you know, like, you should just be mature about it. Like, really, I think is what my mind is saying. Because, like, Keemstar he doesn't apologize, and I know, like, he's an internet bad guy, but, like, that's the thing, is, like, some of you guys out there, you don't realize you're internet bad guys. Like, you're a bad, like you're kind of like a bad person, like, you're a piece of shit, you know? So there is no reason to apologize, but sometimes you should even just double down, or not even address it. I don't know, you know, that kind of thing. I'm skirting around trying not to talk about Vosh in this case. But, like, you know, even on people on my side, like, they just don't apologize for stuff, you know? Especially if you're going to do the same thing again, there's no reason to. Because you just sound like you're being, first off, you just kind of come off weak. because like they forced you to apologize, you know, and you're just out here like, I've got to do my mea culpa so that I can get my donos again. I'm sorry, and blah, 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 blah. I think maybe like if you're like an absolute content fiend and you just want to do one apology video because you know it's gonna make you a bunch of money, like go for it. But I think a lot of people it's just like don't even bother. Like I mean, I'm saying it from a strictly immoral standpoint. Like I don't understand what the point of him is. I don't take him seriously. No one on YouTube takes him seriously. Why are people making apology videos? Like I would just like I wouldn't even phrase it as an apology video. I'd just say like get fucked. I did it and I'm gonna do it again. Like I'm a monster. I'm a content fiend. That's why you're here. I want like good demon like monster guy speeches. I want people to actually just be like, no, I'm literally the devil of content and you're here to worship at my altar. You all feed on the fucking souls of orphans as well as I do. So let's just have our blood feast and continue making shitty fucking makeup gossip content. Like I just want that. I want someone who I'm like, I want a villain. I want villains back on YouTube. Because first off, I think too many people are cowards these days. And I want villains back. That Trisha Paytas is our best villain that we have going on right now. And like Keemstar, who's basically retired, is terrible. Like Turkey Tom almost kind of was one, but then he quit. Like he's just like growing up and becoming more of an adult. So shit, fuck. Boblax maybe would be the closest I can think of just in my own area, but he is like nah. And then like all the rest of them are just, they're not like villains. They're just, because you have to interact with people to be a villain. You know what I mean? Like to be a heel, there has to be a baby face that you interact with to some degree, or a bunch of people. But like you have people that are just way too big and they do some shit. Like you can't even like the Logan Paul, the Paul brothers for a while were sort of like villains, but then they aged out of it because like you can't last forever, but they never got replaced by anybody. Like we don't have any Rice Gums anymore. But iDubbbz was sort of like a little bit of a villain for a while, but like we don't have anything. We got nothing. But like Leafy's is here is there, but like Leafy is here is more dangerous to himself than anyone else is. Like that guy's just gonna fucking drunk drive crash into a brick wall and like solve all of our problems. Like he just doesn't even make content. He's just on drugs all the time. Fucking talking about Keffels. You know what I mean? I think we need a fucking villain. Sneeko, but he's a Sneeko's ass. Like the closest we got for a second was Andrew Tate, but Andrew Tate is so fucking embarrassing that like you have like the stakes have to be higher too. He's like a Saturday morning cartoon villain. Like literally, like he's when I take over the world, all of the girls will be gone forever. It's like Andrew Tate as a villain is basically the stakes of a fucking Fairly Odd Parents episode. Prove me wrong. Clip that, motherfuckers. Literally, everybody that's interested in him is the age of a Fairly Odd Parents viewer. And his whole thing is, with my next wish, I'll get rid of all the girls on Earth. All the girls? Timmy, you have to stop him. Oh, boy. I don't like girls that much. That's right, Timmy. You don't like girls. You don't want any girls around you, do you, Timmy Turner? But I kind of like the one girl I'm into. I can't remember what her name is. Trixie, I think. It's always alliterative names. Well, come on, Timmy. You gotta make your wish and bring all the girls back. No, Timmy. Embrace your deep inceldom. Girls are only gonna be mean to you. They're gonna make fun of you like they made fun of me. Oh, you know what I've discovered? Even though girls are kind of make me nervous sometimes, and sometimes they are really mean. Well, I'd rather have girls around than a dork like you. I wish girls were back and that you were gone. Coming right up. Like that's the entire of Andrew Tate to me. Like, I mean, I know for like in you know, obviously overseas when you're closer to him, it's more like an episode of like Hostel. If like there's a Hostel HOSTEL TV show because of all the rape and human trafficking and bizarre Eastern European gay innuendos that you don't quite get, but you know are really fucking weird. Obviously, it's more fucked up over there, but over here, he has all of the intensity of a Fairly Odd Parents villain, and I can't be proven wrong. The villain has a Crocker voice because Crocker paid like half the villains. Fairly Odd Parents. I still can't believe that Tate unironically did the "it's gay to lay girls. They came from their dad's ball sack" shit. Cause like the crazy thing is like when a guy starts doing the thing that you were making the jokes about like a year earlier, but like the jokes were not like fun, like Trump's a big bad, he's gonna have the president killed, like that kind of shit. It's just like, I bet this dude's gonna start talking about how like pee is stored in the balls and like girls are gay for kissing guys, and then he just does. I feel like if you could get deep enough into Andrew Tate's inner circle, you could for sure convince him that like pee is stored in the balls. I don't know if you know this, but I have a Bugatti and pee is stored in the balls. This Fairly Odd Parents reboot is pretty fire, not gonna lie. Hey, it is what it is. Timmy's love interest takes Trixie Mattel. Boy, I like this girl. But her RuPaul impression is terrible. I think it is. Hey, Alice Payne with $10. Thank you so much. To be honest, my problem with Zena and Poppy isn't the therapy language. Like, there's a context where it could help the kid. It's just that they use it to obscure the fact that they're mistreating another human being. Yeah, like, I agree. I know what you're talking about. It's kind of hard to, like, articulate. If I looked deeper into it, I highly doubt my first interpretations are going to be different. I don't have or want to spend the amount of time with their story that would require me to learn probably the same shit. Tootie. Trixie Tang is the one. Okay, never mind. I'm confusing myself. Let me talk about the Zena and Poppy thing, and then I'm gonna take my mid episode break. Fuck, what the fuck was I saying? I'm completely lost because, dude, Twitch starts, you guys can't see it, but Twitch did this hype train thing, and now there's all sorts of bouncy shit happening. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm fucking terrified, all right? And my boomer is coming out. My back hurts, and the emojis are dancing at me. Help, Donald Trump, save me. Donald Trump, Dr. Umar, Dr. Brother Umar, save me. I almost hit a Biden there. I think, Dr. Brother Umar, save me. Oh my God. Sorry. Thank you for the $10, Alice. Let me focus on this. No, trying to describe stuff with the accurate words is kind of like where we're getting cut. So if you're describing something accurately with the appropriate words, that's always fine because that's kind of, the beginning of a conversation. Now, once you've established you're using the correct words, are you using the correct tone respective to how you're discussing something? And that's, I think, where the issues come up. And by the way, if you're one of my train fans, my train enthusiasts out there, and you have a problem with understanding people's connection to the truth that you're trying to explain to them, a lot of the times what you guys get caught up with, if you have interpersonal connection disorders, right, so to say, is tone, and their inability to convey the correct tone when they're talking in that situation hits on a few different levels. It's just presenting it. It doesn't matter if everything that you say is true, right? Because people have an inability to always access the truth. We know that already. So part of it's tone and context. You know what I'm saying? There's jokes about this. So, like, if somebody's dressed up as a cat girl doing the ooh woo, and they're trying to explain the Holocaust, you're going to say this is somebody's attempt at comedy because there's absolutely no way that this is how we're fucking discussing fucking Buchenwald. You know, we don't ooh woo dock out. It's just not a thing that we do. Shout out to whoever's gonna fucking clip that. Tone is important, and so when you're trying to discuss abuse allegations, don't do it. Just don't do it on the live, and maybe just like spend a few moments in the mirror, taking in how you look and what you're wearing. You know, look at your camera setup and the disposition of how you're positioned in there, and maybe even just say a few of the things that you're going to say out loud before you say them. This is called practicing. I know it might be offensive to some people who think you're just like, no, I'm sorry. The way that I present myself is perfect, and that is my truth that I am giving to the world. That's cool that you think that. Us, other human beings on Earth, call practice, call that practice. Practice is a good thing. Practice, as the old adage goes, makes perfect. So if you have to articulate an extremely important thing, instead of just trying to fucking balls deep it into fucking a live stream and just start riffing, as the kids say, try maybe doing a rehearsal, you know, a little dress rehearsal. Hey, is this, and when you look back on yourself, say, is this the best I could have done? Is this really capturing what's going on? And I think that's really where a lot of it's getting caught up with the Zena and Poppy things. The therapy is very important. Therapy language is very important because it's highly specific terms that articulate highly specific problems or highly generalized aspects of whatever the fuck. They're very important, and people have very powerful emotional connections to them. The kind of unintentional and general cringe of Poppy and Zena's presentation, which they may not understand, is just you guys. I'm sorry, you come off cringe. That's not my fault, and I'm almost never wrong about just calling people cringe or not. It's just that it doesn't mean that you need to be thrown into the fucking sun or anything like that. You just come off a little cringe. When you come off even a little bit cringe and you start talking about really, really important shit, it does not make the important shit hit right, and you come off as more cringe. It actually is like a multiplier for the cringe. Consider this in a different context. Cool teacher, right? Hey man, I'm your cool teacher. Always a little cringe. All right, teachers are already cringe. Cool teacher, special grade type of cringe. Cool teacher trying to talk about class and make it more okay, fine. Cool teacher talking about something like sexual education or, you know, highly charged race and religion issues, hyper cringe. But a cool teacher talking to you about like, hey kids, I see some of you guys are starting to be interested in girls. You're like, all right, I am interested in girls. This is a true fact. You're using the correct language to describe my literal situation. That it's you describing it in this context makes me want to turn literally inside out and unlife myself before conception so that I would have never existed in the first place. You make me want to like literally do a butterfly effect and go back in time and strangle myself in the womb. That's the level of cringe I'm experiencing. This is something you should keep in mind if you try to talk about important things on the internet. You might cringe people inside out into a new non-Newtonian form, right? You might approach non-Euclidean geometries of cringe, just new forms and shapes, nameless horrors, eldritch abominations beyond the imagination. Don't do it. And so like Zena and Poppy were just a little bit of cringe, but when you use that important language to try to describe stuff while you're being cringe, it comes off exceptionally fucking weird. You know what I'm saying? And then there's a lot of other deeper things about it. People are also hypersensitive to people that don't look professional using non-professional terms, right? If you're like a doctor, right? Doctors are doctors. If I started talking about like medical stuff that people are really freaked out about, you know, and I was like dressed goofy, it would fuck people up. Like if my presentation was a little off. if my voice sounded kind of strange, if the way that I like talked about stuff, my cadence, my word choice, so many different things kind of coalesced all at once, it would make everything sound fucking weird. And I think that's I'm kind of fucking harping on it. I guess it can really be boiled down to Zena and Poppy, you guys come off strange as fuck. It's nothing to do with the fact that you're trans, because I watch a bunch of trans creators. So anyone that's going to try to do that cheap shot, watch it. Fucking fighting games, block, punish, counter. Some fighting game period person just went, that's not how it fucking works. You guys just come off a little cringe. There may be nothing that you can ever do about it. Ever, more than likely, the amount of work that you put into your content that doesn't require or doesn't equate to success for you, that should be more proof to you that you come off a little cringe in your disposition and the way that you articulate yourselves than anything that I'm going to say. Just kind of like look to the numbers and the general vibe toward you. There might not be anything that you can do. Couching cringe in very, very important and like sensitive topics amplifies cringe. So like you're kind of fucked in that respect. Also, given the issues, so to say, that you had come up against you, that's a permanent. I would just get off the internet permanently. I don't understand. I don't know if you were making a shitload of money. I don't think their channels. I think their channels my size or smaller. So there's no way you're making that much fucking money off this shit. I would just bail. I think I would just bail. I would just get off the internet. I think that's probably for the best, you know? And just focus on not doing stuff on the internet permanently. That would make your life a little bit better, because it seems like there's like money issues and stuff involved too. And like I said, I don't care. The fact that like the most interesting thing that ever happened in your short or maybe long, I don't know how long it is, I don't care, career on the internet was like you completely being unable to handle your own personal life to keep it off the internet before you even were big enough that people could say like, oh, I want to keep, like if the first thing that anyone ever found out about Hassan was like the hooker thing, you know, like he just started with the hooker thing and then like had to like, oh, that's the hooker guy, you know, and that's preceding him. Like he probably wouldn't have accomplished as much. And like Hassan is considerably less cringe on the internet than you guys are. And so I think I would just log off permanently. I like, yeah, you didn't do a very good job of explaining yourself. I'm pretty sure whatever you are being charged with, it can't be much because there's like no legal action. I don't think anything illegal fucking happened that I could tell. I just don't think you should stay on the internet. I think it's unsafe. I think it's unhealthy for you. Log off, maybe delete your accounts, and then when you're in a better place, which may never exist, consider twice before getting back on, and then maybe still don't do it. I mean, like, was there something else that was going on where, because, you know, like, we talk about, like, Vosh is ultra cringe, too. But you can say, like, there's plenty of people like, Vosh fucking pulled me further left, blah, 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 blah. I've heard that a million times, but every time I talk shit about the guy, I do hear it. Whereas with the Poppy and Zena thing, it was just kind of like, I think maybe they got a bad rap, but there was nothing about their content that was, like, bringing me back every week where I'm like, I fucking need this. I need this, you know?
Hope you enjoyed your time.